We did get a great weekend of college football, and in the Big Ten in particular, and as you know, this show fought harder for the Big Ten to be playing than any show anywhere in the country, television or radio. And it looks like we have the Big Ten title game set. Ohio State outlasted Indiana. Michael Penix Jr., if you are an Indiana Hoosier fan, Tom Allen, you have to be absolutely thrilled with the fight that your team showed. They got the ball back, had a chance to make a late drive, couldn't ever really get it back to even. But they fought back from a 28-7 deficit. They fought back from a 42-21 deficit. They never quit, just absolutely threw haymaker after haymaker at Ohio State. I believe the Hoosiers, even though they lost, proved to a lot of people that they are a legitimate program on the rise. So Ohio State likely to come out of the Big Ten East. The team that's likely to come out of the Big Ten West, how about Northwestern? The Wildcats got a win over Wisconsin. They now are sitting at 5-0, Northwestern is, with just a couple of games left. They are close to basically locking down the Big Ten West. And Joey Galloway, who works at ESPN, criticized Northwestern by basically saying they didn't have any good players, by saying they got a lot of dudes that look like Rece Davis. Now, I'm going to unpack that in a minute. Rece Davis is a good dude. Works in college football, is the host of College Game Day now, and he's replaced Chris Fowler. Really good dude, Rece Davis. But here is what it sounded like when Joey Galloway said it. This is a video that was put out from Northwestern that shows, and you're not going to see it all, but I'd encourage you to go check out the video that I put out. But it shows all the different players. This is audio that's coming from their practice that they got ready. And by the way, the defense is legit. Pat Fitzgerald, credit to him for what he has been able to put together in Northwestern football. But this was the clip that Northwestern put out on Sunday night. I think you're going to enjoy it. Let's listen.
How would that impact the way you looked at Northwestern as it pertains to a shot at a playoff spot?
I've been watching Northwestern play, and honestly, I mean, they got a bunch of Rece Davises out there running around.
A bunch of Rece Davises running around.
Yeah, we are a bunch of Rece Davises.
Rece Davis. I hope they don't cut that.
Morning, Rece. Coach Rece.
Oh my God, Rece Davis with the catch.
My name is Riley Rece Davis. Not bad for a bunch of Rece Davises. All I see is a bunch of Rece Davis. Head coach Rece Davis. Woo! That's Rece Davis 1, Rece Davis 2.
The problem is, too, what I hate is Rece Davis is a great guy.
Yeah.
He's a great guy. Nice catch, Rece. Way to go. Because I'm looking at a bunch of bad Rece Davis. Yeah!
Okay, so that entire thing is phenomenal, right? Now, what Joey Galloway said, kind of a little bit racist. Let's be honest. If you flip the races in that storyline and it is an insult being delivered towards a minority group, Rece Davis, a white dude, and he was saying, oh, they got a bunch of dudes who look like Rece Davis. And that's kind of a racist thing to say because your presumption is, oh, they can't be good at football because they look like Rece Davis because they are preppy white guys, right? That's basically what Joey Galloway was saying. And Northwestern's pretty good at football. But what I like about this is the way you win is not by being perpetually offended, right? Curling up in the fetal position, being upset, demanding that somebody be canceled. That's not the way sports works. When you get insulted, you use it as motivation, you dunk on your opponents, and then you put it back out there in a humorous way and make them wear it. This is perfect, the way that Northwestern responded to this story. Now, I know there are a lot of you out there that frankly don't know very much about Northwestern. How many of you who just heard that audio and may go seek out my Twitter handle at Clay Travis or the Northwestern football Twitter handle to go see that, how many of you out there are now like, you know what? I'm a lot more likely to root for Northwestern now. Because the truth of the matter is, one of the great things about sports is most of us aren't the stud athlete, right? No matter who you are out there listening to me right now, Most of you listening right now played sports your whole lives. You're on different teams. Most of you were not the best player on your team. You were not the physical freak. You were not the specimen on your team. You weren't the guy who got off the bus first to try to send a message about your team, right? You had to scrap and claw and play the edges in order to win. And seeing a team which is not made up of physical freaks, and by the way, a team that is actually student athletes, got to be pretty smart to get into Northwestern. Northwestern guy, Duke guy, Stanford guy, Vanderbilt guy. You don't get into those schools by accident. You have to take care of your academics and your athletics simultaneously. And sometimes that means that those guys get disrespected even though they're working harder by far than the average college athlete is, because it ain't easy to stay eligible at those schools. And so I got to give credit to Northwestern here for throwing punches back in such a funny way. Such a well-done job. Congratulations to Northwestern, who is 5-0 in the Big Ten West. They are close to advancing to the Big Ten championship game, close to locking up the Big Ten West already. Only 2 undefeated teams left in the Big Ten. Ohio State, who a lot of people expected, and Northwestern, who almost no one expected at all. I got to tell you, I am excited to root for these guys going forward because of how funny that video that they put out was. Well done, Northwestern football. All right, when we come back, top of the third hour, we'll dive back into Sunday Night Football. What did we learn in the NFL? What did we learn in college football? And we're scheduled to be joined by Joel Klatt, who is the lead college football analyst of Fox Sports. What did he learn from the Ohio State Indiana game that he called for Fox over the weekend?